Julius Caesar is a name that has resonated through the centuries. A testament to extraordinary glory and an unforgettable bloody end. An invincible commander and a brilliant statesman, he reshaped Rome, yet simultaneously raised a question that has never been resolved. Was he the liberator of the Republic or its future tyrant? Caesar forged his glory on the battlefields. From his victories over the Gauls to his leadership that combined the courage of a lion with the cunning of a fox. He viewed war as a game of chess, maneuvering his armies with surprise tactics that made him an invincible military legend. As he ascended to the pinnacle of power, doubt began to creep into the hearts of his rivals. Did he seek the glory of Rome or its crown? His life was a stage for political and emotional drama. Most notably, his relationship with Cleopatra, the shrewd Egyptian queen with whom he forged an alliance that shook the bounds of power in the ancient world. Between love and politics, between admiration and betrayal, their destinies intersected in one of history's most famous relationships. And finally, on the steps of the Senate, Caesar fell, stepped 23 times by those he trusted. A fall that raises the age-old question. Was Caesar a man of destiny or the architect of Rome's fate? Welcome to this new video in our series on military leaders, where today we delve into the life of one of the greatest military commanders. Julius Caesar was born in 100 BC into an aristocratic family in Rome. Caesar was no ordinary child. From a young age, he displayed exceptional traits, abilities and talents that inspire admiration and respect. He approached matters and issues with remarkable seriousness at a time when his peers were indifferent to the world around them. Despite their desperate attempts to draw him into their circles and their eventual failure, he remained steadfast in his convictions. Throughout his youth, he maintained this approach, impervious to the currents of passion or the allure of beautiful women. Caesar possessed the ability to cultivate diverse and multifaceted social relationships with various figures in Rome, earning him considerable esteem and respect among the Romans who considered him their future leader, their awaited master, and the coming emperor. From a young age, Caesar displayed great ambition and a strong desire for leadership. He joined the Roman army to advance his status and participated in early military campaigns in Asia Minor, where he gained valuable military experience and demonstrated exceptional courage and skill. Caesar's first military experiences began when he joined the Roman army at a young age after fleeing Rome to escape the political purges of the dictator Sulla. He then travelled to Asia Minor, in present-day Turkey, to join the Roman army. He served with Roman forces in the provinces of Asia Minor, participating in military campaigns against pirates and bandits in the region. Despite his young age, Caesar led his troops himself and displayed heroic courage in battle. He demonstrated exceptional bravery when a Roman commander attempted to retreat during a battle. Caesar led a group of soldiers to attack the fortress and achieve victory for his courage and bravery in this battle, the Battle of Mytilene. He was awarded the Civil Crown, one of the highest honours. He was a military strategist and administrator who understood the importance of discipline, organization and rigorous training principles he relied upon in his subsequent military campaigns, including the GIC Wars and the conquests of Julius Caesar. The GIC Wars are among the most famous and influential chapters of his military career. He led a series of military campaigns aimed at subjugating the GIC tribes, modern-day France, and bringing them under Roman control. These wars began in 8 BC and continued until 50 BC, resulting in a significant expansion of the Roman Empire and showcasing Caesar's unparalleled military genius. By 58 BC, Caesar had become consul and sought to expand his personal influence and enhance his military reputation. He exploited internal conflicts within Gaul between the various tribes as a pretext, forcing them to return to their ancestral lands. This victory solidified Caesar's position and demonstrated his ability to command troops in battle. Following the Gallic Wars, Caesar turned his attention to the tribes. Caesar defeated the Germanic tribes that threatened Rome's vast borders, consolidating his control over eastern Gaul and granting Rome significant influence in the region. Caesar's wars, mostly against the Belgian tribal confederation, culminated in the Battle of the Sabine. Caesar employed brilliant military tactics to break the Belgian Confederation, dividing its forces and inflicting a crushing defeat. This led to the collapse of the alliance and solidified Roman control over northern Gaul. Caesar's campaigns extended into central and western Gaul, where he encountered new alliances of different tribes. He used bold tactics to dismantle these alliances and subdue the local tribes. During this period, he also crossed the Rhine to pursue the Germanic tribes and launched his first naval campaign against the Briton as a preemptive measure to prevent them from supporting the Gallic tribes. Caesar led the first Roman expeditions into Britain in an attempt to weaken any potential support for the Gallic tribes. Despite logistical and geographical challenges, the Briton achieved a symbolic victory, forcing the British tribes to pay tribute. He returned later for a second campaign, but the results were modest, and he failed to achieve a decisive victory or occupation. The Gallic Wars culminated in a major rebellion led by the King of Gaul, who succeeded in uniting several Gallic tribes against the Romans. At the Battle of Alesia, Caesar employed his unique tactic of double siege to secure the city. He constructed 2 lines of fortifications around the city to prevent the Gauls from escaping and to cut off their supply lines. After a long siege and fierce fighting, they finally surrendered, ending organized resistance in Gaul and confirming Roman control of the region. Julius Caesar's invasion of Egypt was part of his ongoing struggle for power during the Roman Civil War. This campaign was a significant turning point in his political and personal relationships, particularly with the famous Queen Clara. These events began after Caesar's victory at the Battle of Versailles in 48 BC, where he defeated Pompey the Great. When Pompey fled to Egypt seeking support and refuge, Caesar pursued him. After Pompey fled to Egypt, then ruled by Ptolemy the Fiend and his sister Cleopatra, Egypt became embroiled in a power struggle between Ptolemy the Fiend and Cleopatra over the succession. Upon Pompey's arrival, Ptolemy and his advisors decided to kill him in an attempt to appease Caesar, who was pursuing him. When Caesar arrived in Egypt a few days later, he was presented with Pompey's head as a gift, which enraged him. Caesar arrived in Alexandria, the capital of Egypt, with a small force. His initial objective was to pursue Pompey, but upon learning of his murder, he became embroiled in the power struggle between Ptolemy from F and his sister Cleopatra. Cleopatra sought to reclaim her lost throne using her feminine charm and political cunning to gain Caesar's support. It is said that she infiltrated Caesar's palace, hidden in a carpet presented to him. When Caesar first saw her, he was captivated by her striking beauty, leading to a powerful and intriguing alliance between them. Caesar's intervention in Egyptian politics led to a military conflict between his forces and Ptolemy's army. This war involved a series of fierce battles in and around Alexandria. Despite Caesar's smaller numbers, his military tactics and the support he received proved decisive. Additional Roman troops and naval forces helped him achieve victory. When Ptolemy's army besieged the palace in Alexandria, where Caesar and Cleopatra were trapped, Caesar used his military genius to hold out and contain the siege until reinforcements arrived from Syria, turning the tide of the battle in his favor. In the decisive Battle of the Nile in 47 BC, Caesar defeated the forces of Ptolemy Fav and killed Ptolemy as he tried to escape, allowing Cleopatra to become the sole ruler of Egypt. After his victory, Caesar stayed in Alexandria with Cleopatra and they became lovers. Caesar spent several months in Egypt, during which time they had a son named Ptolemy V, later known as Caesarion. Their relationship caused considerable controversy in Rome, as Cleopatra was considered very influential, and there were fears that Caesar might aspire to establish a kingdom in the east after regaining control of Egypt and consolidating his throne. Cleopatra Caesar returned to Rome, where new challenges awaited him. While his Egyptian campaign achieved political and military success, his relationship with Cleopatra and her influence on his decisions provoked resentment among many Roman elites. This resentment ultimately exacerbated the political tensions that contributed to his assassination. However, the relationship between Caesar and Cleopatra ultimately fostered cultural exchange between Rome and Egypt. Rome was influenced by some Egyptian customs and traditions, and interest in Egyptian civilization grew within Roman society. The relationship between Caesar and Cleopatra was based on mutual interests. For Caesar, Cleopatra was a means to enhance Rome's influence in the Middle East and ensure stability in Egypt, which was crucial given its vital resources, such as grain. For Cleopatra, Caesar was a means to secure her rule and maintain her grip on the Egyptian throne amidst internal conflicts. Caesar's assassination, a massacre. Caesar's assassination was meticulously planned by a group of Roman senators who felt threatened by his growing power and quasi-dictatorial tendencies. By 44 BC, Caesar had become dictator for life, after a series of military victories and political reforms that consolidated his power in Rome. This alarmed many senators who viewed Caesar's growing power as a threat to the Roman Republic and its people. Among the main conspirators was Brutus, Caesar's close friend and spiritual brother, who believed that assassinating Caesar was necessary to save the Republic. Also among the conspirators was Gas Cassius, Brutus's brother-in-law and one of the main instigators of the assassination, who had personal and political motives against Caesar. The conspirators decided to carry out the assassination on March 15th during a Senate meeting at the Theatre of Pompey, the Senate seat. This location was chosen because Caesar had begun to reduce his personal security and did not expect an attack in such a sacred place as the Senate. On the appointed day, Caesar went to the Theatre of Pompey, despite numerous warnings from his courtiers and even from his wife, who had a disturbing dream. The conspirators, numbering around 60, agreed to launch the attack and began stabbing Caesar from all sides. A stab to the right, a stab to the left, until it was said that Caesar received 23 stab wounds. Although some of the wounds were superficial, at least one pierced his chest. But who delivered this fatal blow? It was his close friend Brutus. According to some historical accounts, as Brutus stabbed him, Caesar uttered his famous last words, "Et Brute, even you, Brutus." When Brutus saw his close friend in this state lying in a pool of blood, Caesar's words expressed his shock and disappointment at the betrayal of Brutus, whom he considered a brother and a dear friend. Brutus replied, "I love you, Caesar, but I love Rome more than you." Then Caesar fell at the foot of the statue of Pompey, one of his former enemies. This symbolic fall only compounded the tragedy as he died beneath the statue of his old foe. After Caesar's assassination, the conspirators quickly left the Senate, hoping they had saved the Republic and restored the balance of power. The results, however, were quite the opposite. Caesar's assassination ignited a series of civil wars that ultimately led to the fall of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire under Octavian. Caesar's assassination is one of the most dramatic historical events that altered the course of Roman history, demonstrating how the struggle for power and ambition can lead to the downfall of great figures and change the destinies of nations. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.